Hello my nostalgic friends, but in this video we talk which one is the camera which makes the most beautiful JPEGs. And as you know, I try a lot of cameras. I use really any kind of camera. This is my Pen F I'm testing because I want to see if it's really good. This is my ZFC, okay? I still test it, still beautiful JPEGs makes this camera. I really own a lot of cameras, and I talk I really say the truth because it's my camera. I can say anything. No one send me cameras, and no one can tell me what to say. This is the Minolta 5D. It's from 2005, APS-C reflex camera, and I really use any kind of camera. But when I think which one takes the beautiful JPEGs that I like, the answer always, I think, is this, the Sony A33. This camera, I think it's from 2014, is the first Sony SLT camera, okay? I make already a review about this camera, but I want to talk more about the image quality, and especially about the JPEGs, okay? This camera, look, it's so tiny. I can grab, look at that, I can cover half camera with my hand. It's small, it's a little bit chunky here because obviously has the it's not a mirror, it's a translucent mirror, okay? This mirror actually it's fixed, doesn't wake up when I shoot, but allows to go half of the light, not half, 1/3 of the light to the autofocus system, okay? Because it has a dedicated autofocus system, which makes this camera really fast at autofocusing, and actually no vibration for the flippy mirror. But this camera makes so beautiful JPEGs. 14 megapixel APS-C. I use with a lot of lenses, especially this one. This is the 16 to 50 2.8 SSM, which is, I think, one of the best APS-C cameras. Also Nikon has the 17 to 55 for reflex, but it's not as small as this one, and this one comes from 16 millimeters, which for me it's important to have the 24 equivalent, okay? But with this camera, which is a Minolta Sony A mount, I can use still Minolta glass. Look at that, and I just love Minolta glasses. Look at that. Ta-da! Look how beautiful it is. Stay really nice. It's really small, really cute, and makes really beautiful picture. And about the sensor, why I think older camera, and especially reflex camera, makes more beautiful JPEGs than new mirrorless one. And I think if reflex has a dedicated autofocus system, okay, the phase autofocus system, this one works like a mirrorless, okay, but actually has the translucent mirror only for the autofocus, okay, and the autofocus is perfect. But how mirrorless can have such a good autofocus without having those things? Because the phase detection, I made the search, I'm not sure if it's true, but I suppose, okay, the mirrorless has inside the sensor, you know, the sensor has full the sides to take the image, but inside the sensor has the point focusing, okay? And those pointing focusing for the phase detection, actually, I think, because if they are there inside the sensor, that means some light which has to be for the sensor, for the image, actually it's for the autofocus. That means you lose some light, some image quality, I think, for the image, and you are losing for the autofocus. Today, cameras has something like 800, 1000 autofocus, phase detection autofocus, which is crazy, okay? And are small amounts of light that you don't use for the sensor. That's why reflex, okay, has mirror, because when you are focusing and especially when you are focusing, the light is going to the sensor image, and when you shoot, the light the light goes only to the sensor. 100% of light goes on the sensor, okay? And the sensor, it's all photodiodes are only for the image. And that's why I'm thinking older reflex looks better than newer one, because it has more surface, okay? And the surface, it's not plenty of holes of autofocus system, okay? This camera here, okay, has the translucent mirror. We have got separate autofocus points, which goes up, okay, and but there are not holes inside the sensor. Okay, captures 1/3 of light less. It's like having an ND filter, but you don't have walls, okay, of light inside the sensor. And that's why I think the noise pattern is so good. The transition from the light to the shadow, from the sfumature, okay, from the shades of color are better on this one old camera than the newer one. And I really use a lot of new cameras. This one are true that I have, but I have really a lot. I have the ZF, also the Sony A7, and oh my god, I can't tell you how many cameras I have. Not because I'm rich, but because I have issue here. I love photography and cameras. But anyway, okay, and that's why I think this camera makes better pictures. And I show you why I love this camera. For the JPEGs, makes beautiful JPEGs. Tada! Has a large screen, as you can see. It's really large. It's high definition. It's better than newer cameras, because newer cameras has, for example, A33 has or A35 doesn't have the flippy screen. Oh yeah, this camera has a beautiful flippy screen. Look at that. Flippy screen. You can record yourself, but actually has a really fast autofocus. What's going on here? Okay, look, focus, me, focus, behind, me, behind, and it's low light, guys. Let's smile. Beautiful. Anyway, okay, it's really fast. Okay, and today are selling your cameras for €1,000 because they are fast, but we have got already the technology. I like a lot to use this camera with this lens, which now it's mounted on my Minolta because I'm still wanting to review the Minolta. This big boy here, it looks small, the 18 to 250. Look at that. That's when you wake up at morning. Really big. There is a song that called My Dick is Big. Anyway, with this lens I can make anything. If you have light enough, you can make really anything. You can go to shoot really close things. And actually, with only 14 megapixel of sensor of this camera, it doesn't look not sharp. It looks still sharp at the longest end. Usually lens drop the quality when you longer end, okay, because it's too much zoom. But with 40 megapixel, the image always looks really sharp. And another thing that helps, because Fujifilm has to arrive to the last X100 to have in-body image stabilization, okay? Nikon, do you know you can put in-body image stabilization on your APS-C cameras? Why you don't do that? Sony, still this Minolta in 2005 has anti-shake inside, sensor stabilization, in-body image stabilization. Very nice. And you see the difference when you remove the stabilization. You have the micro movement, okay? But with the in-body image stabilization, no micro movement. Thumbs up. Also, this camera has one of the most powerful flashes that I ever heard. Look at the light. Really, I don't know the number or guide of this flash, but it's the most powerful that I ever seen. Actually, you take a picture in daylight with the subject and you can make night behind. It's how powerful is this, and expose every time perfect, okay? And that's why I think it's a good technology, the translucent mirror. Unfortunately, Sony wasn't lucky. Mostly was marketing from other brands. They say, oh no, you lose 1/3 of a stop. Yeah, but you have got better image quality. Maybe it can be useful when you shoot wide open with a lot of light. And you have got a really high performance autofocus. Anyway, the image, let's come back to the image. I bought this camera from someone which has preset the camera with this beautiful color profile, okay, which the camera has. You can also do. Add some saturation, some contrast, you know, some micro adjustment, and now the JPEGs looks perfect. And wow, look at that. The colors doesn't only look good, it doesn't are oversaturated, okay? Like if I try to add saturation to pictures, you have got like something, you know, the guard, yellowish guard vest, you know. The color looks like that. But this one, no, the saturation looks like the things are really more colorized and the world is more colorized. It's beautiful. I just don't know how to explain how beautiful, how can make so beautiful colors, this camera. I just love it. At high ISO has a lot of noise, but I love it. It's beautiful noise. It doesn't look digital. Still, if they say this one, it's a CMOS sensor, but it looks more a CCD sensor. Okay, I have got others 14 megapixel CCDs, but doesn't look good as this one. And I don't understand why. But it's fine. It's fine. Look at that. We have got depth of field preview. Okay, to close the aperture working. Now it's the camera close. I solved the problem about here the pellicola. You know, some Sony has deterioration on the screen, but I solved it. The bottoms, all camera, it's plastic, guys. Everything it's plastic, but feels better than Fujifilm bottoms. Sorry, I have to with Fujifilm that they make some bottoms on their cameras that look like the telecommando, you know, to switch channels on your TV. Wow, really bad. But it's fine. We have got the normal batteries that we can find on the newer Sony RX1, you know, RX1 Mark III. Okay. SD, you can use also the memory stick Pro Duo from your PSP, PlayStation Portable. Full HD video, if you want to make some vlogging, you can do. Okay, for someone, Full HD, it's enough. For me, not, but actually, to have this vintage look, I think it's pretty good. And that's the camera, small, compact, nice to travel and to make review. I just love it. That's all. When I think which is the camera which has most beautiful JPEGs, for me, is this one. Especially we have got everything, the remote control, microphone, HDMI, USB. It's fine, guys. Oops, it's simply a camera that I really like, and nothing. Buy the first A33, not the others. The others has less quality. Usually when the new technology comes, the first product is the best. Okay, because they put all the effort to show you how good is the new product. And after the people knows the product, the second version, third, fourth has less quality, okay? Like the screen, it's less quality. Doesn't have the flippy screen, you know, because you know the product and the companies has to make more money about the same camera, giving you less, okay? That's happened for the EM5 Mark II, for example, magnesium alloy, EM5 Mark III. Plastic, and they justify you have 40 grams less here, but the camera, it's a shitty plastic that breaks in your hands. Anyway, that's marketing, guys. That's why I love using vintage cameras. Let me know in the comments if you like the pictures, if you like the colors, the lights, the shadows, the field of view, the grainy, as I told you, it's so beautiful. I love it. And a thing that I noticed from vintage cameras has more grainy in low light, but actually the colors are more natural and accurate. You have more colors, okay? With newer cameras, less grainy, but you lose the colors. I don't know why newer camera lose the colors in darkness. That's it. We will see you next video. Io vi saluto tutti. Grazie. Ciao ciao.